Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. Today we have serious political and economic update coming from Juba. These stories are not small. They affect the future of South Sudan, the peace agreement, government money, and even relation with the United States. In this video, we'll talk about the internal fight inside the National Democratic Movement. We will talk about big problem in South Sudan tax and oil system. And finally, we'll talk about secret diplomatic talk between Juba and Washington. Before we move on, please save the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin with Dr. Lama Cole reject removal as party leader. According to the information, South Sudanese politician Dr. Lama Cole Ajawin has strongly rejected claim that he was removed as a leader of his party. The National Democratic Movement, also known as NDM, a group inside the party, announced in Juba that they had removed him. This group is led by former Secretary General Majubi Turuk. They accused Dr. Lama Cole of breaking party rules and weakening democracy inside the party. At a press conference, members of the group say the decision was made by what they call the party highest decision-making body. But Dr. Lama Cole responded quickly. Dr. Lama Cole said the claims are completely false. No one talked to him about removing him. He also said only the National Dialogue Conference, known as NDC, has the power to remove the party chairperson. According to him, that conference is planned for June, only 4 months away. He explained that when the conference takes place, all party leaders automatically resigned. Then, new leaders are elected. So, according to him, there's no need to remove him now. Dr. Lama Cole also rejected accusation that he gave party position only to members of his own Sholo tribe. He explained that the party includes people from many regions of South Sudan. He gave example of leaders from Central Equatoria and other areas. He explained that if people check the name carefully, they will see that the party represents many communities. He also denied controlling government nomination. He explained that in 2020, party leaders choose parliamentary and ministerial nominees together. He did not select them alone. He further stated that some of the people now criticizing him lost election inside the party. He mentioned that one former Secretary General received only 15 votes out of 100. Another official received only 16 votes. He suggests that their complaint may be connected to those election losses. Dr. Lama Cole also spoke about the 2018 peace agreement. He said the NDM remain committed to peace whether or not the whole government positioned. He explained that their position for the peace deal does not depend on ministerial posts. Meanwhile, party spokesperson Kaitaba accused the opposing group of focusing too much on internal conflict instead of recruiting new members. This dispute comes at a time when many political parties in South Sudan are experiencing internal division. Recently, the NDM also complained that the ruling SPLM party was taking positions that were allocated to them under the peace agreement. It is important to remember that Dr. Lama Cole was removed as Transport Minister in October 2025 after serving 5 months. He has long been a critic of President Salva Kiir Mayardit. He formed the NDM in 2016. Before that, he led SPLM Democratic Change. He also ran against President Salva Kiir Mayardit in the 2010 election but did not win. So what does this mean? The situation shows something important. Political parties in South Sudan are still weak internally. Many parties struggle with democracy inside their own structures. When leadership dispute happen publicly, they show that trust inside the party is low. Also, timing matters. The National Delegate Conference is only months away, so why remove him now? Some possible reason might be personal ambition, power struggle about party direction, or power struggle before election, and frustration about party direction. If the NDM become divided, it may weaken its role in the peace agreement. And if opposition parties are weak, the ruling party becomes stronger. This could affect the balance of power before the 2026 election. Let's move on. A finance official warned about lost South Sudan government money. Now let us move to economic issues in South Sudan. South Sudan is losing millions of dollars because tax laws are not properly enforced. This warning comes from Benjamin Ayali, the Undersecretary for Planning at the Ministry of Finance. He spoke during the launch of two World Bank reports in Juba. He said that since independent donors have helped pay for the service like health and education, but now donor support is decreasing. That means the government must collect more of its own money. He said health and education must never be affected, even during financial problems. He pointed to serious problems in the oil sector. Oil in South Sudan's main source of income. He criticized the system of advance oil payment. This is when the government receives money in advance by promising future oil deliveries. He said stopping this practice could improve government income. He also criticized weak tax enforcement. For example, some importers pay custom fees using old exchange rate because the South Sudanese pound has lost value. This practice reduced government revenue. He said this is costing the country a lot of money. He also warned that a reported increase in non-oil revenue might not be really growth. So he asked if this increase because of inflation or because of exchange rate changes. He called for digitalizing revenue collection. This could reduce corruption and human interference. He also suggests better salaries and discipline for tax collector. Another big announcement, the government planned to introduce a value-added tax known as VAT by July 2026. Currently, VAT or VAT contribute less than 1% of government revenue. In neighboring countries, VAT contribute around 25%. That is a very big difference. This is very serious when you look at it. This is a serious warning. South Sudan economy depend heavily on oil. But oil production has many problems. Debt, advance payment, lack of transparency, global price change. If donors continue reducing support, the government will face even more pressure. Introducing VAT could increase revenue, but here is the challenge. If people are already struggling with high prices, VAT could make life harder. Also, enforcement must be fair. Selective enforcement creates corruption. Digital system may reduce human interference, but only if implemented honestly. The key issue is trust. If citizens do not trust that tax money is used properly, compliance will remain low. Let's move on. Juba defends diplomatic demand to the United States. Now we move to international relations. South Sudan government has defended its action after reports show that it made political requests to the United States. Last year, South Sudan agreed to accept deportees from the United States. These deportees included people from Mexico, Cuba, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, and South Sudan. After accepting them, South Sudan reportedly sent a list of requests to Washington. These requests included lifting sanctions on former Vice President Benjamin Bolmel, supporting the prosecution of opposition leader Dr. Machar, removing sanctions on some oil companies, and encouraging U.S. investment in oil, minerals, and agriculture. Foreign Affairs spokesperson Thomas Kenneth say diplomacy is based on reciprocity. He said negotiation involve give and take. He also said discussion between the two countries are ongoing. He described the deportee issue as a classified information and did not give detail about the remaining foreign nationals still in Juba. Human rights groups have criticized the deportation. They warned that South Sudan could become a dumping ground. This issue is sensitive, especially because first Vice President Dr. Machar faces serious charges, and Benjamin Bolmel is accused of diverting over $1 billion in public funds, according to report. This is complex. On one side, countries negotiate based on interest. Reciprocity is normal in diplomacy, but linking the deportee agreement to political and legal case can create international controversy. It may damage South Sudan's global image. Also, sanctions are usually tied to accountability issues. If sanctions are lifted without reform, international trust may decrease. The deportee issue also raises human rights questions. What is the long-term plan for those individuals? Transparency is important. As election approach in December 2026, this diplomatic decision could affect international support, economic aid, and political legitimacy. When we connect all this story, we see one common theme: power and control before election. Inside parties, there are leadership fights. In the economy, there is struggle for revenue and financial survival. In diplomacy, there are negotiations for political advantage. South Sudan is preparing for election in December 2026. But challenges remain: party division, economic crisis, oil dependency, international pressure, sanction, peace agreement, tension. The next month will be critical. Will reform happen? Will party unite? Will the peace agreement hold? Or will internal struggle increase? These are serious questions. Biagwasa me ka Changfied YouTube channel ban right ke riponi ka ban lan main point katin kon lat Carodian. Dai wait ka South Sudan. Te ka dan wana lat Carodian to go there under the palping ka liangdian ko ke very important. Dr. Lama call shelugo charge watch and ete ko ne share ndol rewi ke Juba eno charge we ka party de mi chakgen parliamentary ke ND chale NDM. South Sudan politician Dr. Lama Kola Jawin jeniche reject and ojen charge watch ka party de manchal ke National Democratic Movement NDM. Nete wokeje wiki Juba. Tikana wokalat kene wonene ne kon wokeje tineti ko kenti special the former Secretary General Majubi Alturuk Chicken Dr. Lama Kola chicken gwanyen ojen kwanyene shi mane dai party ka kan gwadu mo che party the weekend no so kuji mo kan guru bi kan deal with right party ka Dr. Lama Kola jeram ran chak party Dr. Lama Kola to respond yala da wo no ne ti teleka chuong teleka right an cha de woje ken ne de wo ke national delegates conference mutual NDC akan take power ko de kana wo anyok and party chi don the past to tot ba kwarga dial ba ga kapin mita amade jo wo de jo wo jen winimi chaje de remove ntama Dr. Lama Kola chaje gwanyen wo jen kwan ni ji dwarin alatia cholo community kan de kone la ska party chala de no ne me chi talk ne de kone tika party ka tin me ji ko tawre ko chaje no cholo tribe kan de kone le de ka position ni ya ga no shi talk nyande ne dia ta tin across South Sudan ajo me chodo lat ngai kon diale je to no cha kwar chaje wuch la be jamat ci Dr. Lama call ci la do ne na gwasme jeni den kon enjoy ka tin gorgo de ben pin e kane di ship fail ne ka von misalat am boda mo gwami na boten tandi dong tin jin kane wel diech tandi tin jin kane wal bakal jeni kane to kane de kon jeglo jeni kane de kon gorko wajka anyok ci la do ne ka tine 18 peace agreement da ne cha tan jeni andi am choro de committee do but ka mal dan lat kere ka so Sudan this 2018 peace agreement da latke kene ka part of that peace agreement tara duom mo de Gorodian woch ngai kon dia la Dr. Lama kol ka gwazi dan chaje kwan ala kur jen kur kwala pai witin chetene ka pes dang dietin ano jen ta dan tetin ka dia Dr. Lama kol so ami cha kwan ka jen kui position ka de mana tetin ngai kon dia le ano jen cha kur ka cha nyo wo ke jetema ando wo ke jemene ko ni minister ka transport tem cha la nyoko mo wo ke je tara kom cha kame mi chalat but ngai kon dia le NDM party mitte kajen peace agreement da na cha tanya da kuma cha so kujimo tikan ka lonko don de ramkel de kwan mo dew participate kajen kuin kwarm balat alamen ba lat ke jeron kindaro je ndaro ba kele me ka pai wero du no ga kan ga je more je mi cha gu je no ken cha de ling kana mo wa be party be je yar so na me report mi cha lat ke kwiden che ko la do ne cha de watch ba watch a ci na kon nyuru no ajen joran celar jeni de kon shi wote la kalwang ena stene to chala do kan cha ko ki joran celar ke je wan ka jordian mi chalat ka kui yunin kon kap kare wi ka South Sudan South Sudan ci gala do ne chicken million of US dollar chicken ka bat ke chika riya do riya kan ga je gwasme wa yut la kan ka collect ayu la kam ne ka na ka tit ci gala do ne entem gorjen o ba yu ba ka tup ke digital ba ga digitalize mute yuru kwa kankaran ba yu to ba ga dil jakke telefoni ke ba ga nan ka benga jen jodan kalat ko ba ngaje no ka yuru ibere ke yuru chokene no agwe ke recording no ka gwaze dan meti Dr. Benjamin Bolmel tet ngai kon diale kon lat ko ko jiram dan te keto to kon diale ngai je te dialat ko rodien mi chaji ben woje ci kon ngaje no jen woy ke je kodi wati ke billion US dollar tiche cham ano jena kwa la sanction ga je kum United States bana me man kwa la ram me wundu dien michali ayali ko yongwa ke Benjamin ayali ajena ramkel ka and the secretary for planning mete minister of finance awajen turaje wonena mugor kono kon mi South Sudan bagwa gorjeno kan yu ba dilane kare ba digitalize mite yuru kwa collect ba ga lele no ka jora ni kala gwas ko corruption ko kula togre wi ka South Sudan ko corruption jen yete dialo ne akane be tekmichi ali BAT be kana form a VAT mo ajen we mala tax la ja collect ja me kan ke tax karan no be dilte ke warga mnyude ke dobran bu yube tup ke je ba ngaje no ka yuru chopodi ana mo ba dial ba yu collect wa kel ko tamla yula ga bana ngoke wana mo chi chong re kuma ka South Sudan na mo mi kana gor be kana introduce ka jan gwasen be ka jan fay ngwana be ka jar won kindaro jandang ro bakal de content report dina bana nyoko mukwen kono gwase me kuma South Sudan chi ka roi ka taye dane cha ka jo jen o chi adwer chi ajelat ka kwiga me chi kana de kono cha report kane te shuarke loke ne de kono la drug dealer ya non ka United States te cha non re wi ka South Sudan jala do chi garo independent ka jo mi ci kan lat gwasme me dan me cha ne te konte cha deport kuma America te ba ko nangre wi ka Juba kan gana ben shi ka roi kan ne te la kuma nyin ke mi yadi lat kan wona ne mu gori no ba ka ne tin konen shi anung tila criminal kun ba ga no re wi ka South Sudan gore o bi ane lok manyam biya Dr. Benjamin Bolmel biya sanction biya jo woch man dien biya ne lok ko biya Dr. ma char biya jago ba je yen ano ami ci kan lat ana mo chwayu nok ka jo dana chalat ke je kan ti kan tin ka South Sudan ki kuma me de pinkir mi yadit wala kan great damage yer kan wech la kan ngwana wi ala ti ci go ka ki kuma ka bu kala no ba ramimo me la chwer mi ci je chakalat ci ga Benjamin Bolmel mi ci yu chaka cham billion US dollars chaka loss we mean that new deno mi chaka lawo no ba sanction ba je woch te nyun deno en ran ba mi jeg lede ka ba je palla dana lede cha kola de me ci chuon ka jo ran kalat gwasmi ba de kene ne na me akane information mital menang ne diale koken menang gaten bana me ngai ko dia no mi chi talk like that Benjamin Bol me no de la ro sanction ba ju karam mi chi bi je ke jalat che public money che ga cham kalat ko no de je lun ki de je wo ke je wana mi je long anyok ano ba Dr. Machar ba nyong wa je connect correct jo ga je no el biane lo ko ba Dr. Machar ano biya je yen ano no na mo bo are ke bom mo wara mi mo me la politician ki leader wa je mo wa na ngare ka ko ba menda nan chala da ne ti ba kula nok wana bone der kane de to la chuer wana ngwardi ba la re ko South Sudan cha gu bon me ne de ko la human right ti gala do ne me re chi mo gwa te ne de jeg de no ngwala dien ka ba nang la wi de dien mi sha we dien ne de sha nong ti ji Mexican tin te ber nam ne tin kan wi dia le kokien chala do ne me che tuong ko kujimo report chala gwasme ajen shalim gwasme